Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, October 29th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I balance my experience of the shadows with experiences of light. Woo! Alright, so two things today that we're feeling. One is a fast-moving yod. So we'll get into that. Fast-moving yod happens when we have the moon feeding in. The moon changes degrees every 2.5 hours ish. So we spend a few hours experiencing yachting. So we'll dig into that. But what I think we really need to feel, experience, and work on is Mars. We have Mars moving into Scorpio early on Saturday. And Mars in Scorpio is much more at home than Mars in Libra. Mars in Libra is like, how does this peace thing work? How does this balance, harmony, what? And yet it is exactly what Mars needs before digging into Scorpio energy, because anytime we have Scorpio energy, there is this encouragement to go deep, to go to the places no other sign really wants to go, no other sign is willing to go. And Mars co-rules Scorpio. So Mars is like, gung-ho, let's do it. Let's do this thing. However, one of the things that I have really experienced in doing shadow work and working with others is it's easy to get stuck in the muck. And sometimes we don't always remember that we need to come up for air. We need to come up for light. We need to come up for water, although Scorpio is water. But you know what I mean? Like, if you're in a desert, you need to drink. If you're underwater, you need to come up for air. Balance in all things is so important. So with Mars at 29 degrees Libra, we are remembering the spirit of balance. We are remembering that it's important to take action. Mars is action. Take initiative in aligning ourselves with goodness, with beauty. So taking pauses in today, and I love that today the sun is at 6 degrees, which 6 is about Venus energy, about balance and beauty. So finding time amidst this deeper processing to align with this energy, very important, very aligned. So take breaks through the day to connect with beauty, to take a moment and center and balance yourself. And remember, this is what it feels like to feel balanced, because, between Sun and Scorpio and now Mars coming into Scorpio, you're that much more likely to go into these deep processes, right? And I just be upfront. This was the top of the cards, a Thunderbolt card. So we may have moments where, the Thunderbolt card, what I say about this is, like, a lot of times the Thunderbolt isn't so much about tragedy happening. I find Thunderbolt moments, laughing about this, I'll share why in a second. I find Thunderbolt moments, you can see like so much focuses around the head. It feels so much like it's an ego breakdown more so than bad things happening. Right? So my little laugh was because when I met Joe, I immediately pulled cards, and this, along with the Lover's card and the Integration card, which I call my Twin Flame card, it's a card of balance, yin and yang balance. Those were the three cards I pulled. And I will say that throughout this, my ego has gone through this Thunderbolt process. And so it's not a bad thing, but it's also not an easy thing. So be aware of that and take the moments to bring yourself. I love the card that was right behind it. Actually, it was not the right behind it, but right there. The Be Here Now card. Take moments to center and rebalance yourself. Now, I wonder, too, if this fast-moving yod may be part of this experience. So we have the Moon in Leo reminding us to stay in our hearts, but Moon in Leo, Moon can represent hidden things, and sometimes the ego likes to pop its head out. And Mercury in Libra, which this is the third pass of Mercury going over these degrees, and it felt so much like a Venus retrograde. So we may have some energies that feel very triggering relationship-wise. Again, Mars at 29 Libra, that can also trigger relationship stuff. Now, this yod is pointing at Neptune in Pisces. So it may be really old stuff, it may be karmic stuff, it may be confusing, and it may also bring us back to that Venus-Neptune square that we felt earlier this week. There may be some unresolved energies that still need to be played out in and through this energy. So be aware of that. Come back to your center, come back to balance, look for the light, look for the beauty, provide yourself with beauty, and recognize that even though, planets are moving out of Libra, we can still do this. And getting back to the be here now energy can be very helpful. So, with that Neptune energy, I want to say this as well, because sometimes this is where our ego can also flare up. There is a plan unfolding, and our work is to align with the plan. And sometimes that moon in Leo, that ego energy, can get a little bit in the way. And that may be where you need to work to surrender to spirit for whatever this plan is. And recognize, like Mercury in Libra, this part of it, there's balance between like enjoying and living the life that you want to live, and also balancing it with like your call to duty. Call to duty is what's popping in my head, but it's not that. Like, the reason you came to this planet, like we came with work to do. We came to also be, but we came with work to do. It's balance in all things. Can we just balance everything? I think that's the key to everything. So, all right. So besides this, we start the day with moon connecting to Uranus. May have some sleep issues. We may have some mental energies coming up. Those mental energies feeding into all of the above that I'm talking about. We do have the mind card as well. So definitely some mental energies. Now, some of these things may be long-held thoughts, beliefs, experiences, all of that. And I have both the letting go and the miser card, but we might as well call that the holding on card. So we have letting go and holding on. Balance, right? But notice where you may be holding on to something, egoically, that there's a call to release at this time. How can you be here now? How can you trust the process? Again, that feels like part of that Neptune yod working us. Moon connecting to Mercury, understanding will come. Answers will come. So if you're feeling that yachty confusion, that energy will come through for us, especially when we can dig back into our heart and out of our ego. So if you're feeling that ego come on, how can you attend to this energy with your heart? Finally, moon in Leo opposite Jupiter, ending the day, 22 degrees, still this master degree. And this, to me, this opposition is finding where you can align your vision, align your vibration with your heart. Sometimes when we tune into our vision, there is that ego piece. And so this is like align your vision with your heart. So, that is it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious.